Hey guys, I'm Randy with Alabama Outdoor Adventure. Just want to do a quick video on some day hiking basics. We've got a lot of new members in our group. We now have over 10,000 members, which kind of seems crazy to me. But we have a lot of new members that are getting out on the trail for the first time. So I wanted to give you guys some essential items to take, go over a few backpack options, and hopefully keep you safe while you're out on the trail. Let's start off with the backpack itself. This is an Osprey backpack. It just happens to be the brand that I prefer. They normally come with a lifetime warranty. This is an 11-liter pack. So normally that's what they're rated on, is the size of the pack. So this is a fairly small pack, but it's perfect for doing those short day hikes. It's going to be enough to keep your essential items in there and keep your backpack weight pretty low. A couple things to look at when you're looking for a backpack, of course, is the actual fit. Make sure you get the right size backpack, whether it be a medium, large or small. Get the right size pack. Next thing to start looking at is the padding for the pack. This one actually has pretty good padding, not only in the straps, but in the actual waist belt as well. So this is going to be a big benefit here by having the wider waist belt. So it's going to actually take the load off of your shoulders and put the load down on your hips. If you're looking at a pack that pretty much has a nylon strap for the waist belt only, make sure you're going to keep that weight really low or your shoulders are going to get sore. So you want a good wide waist belt that's going to cinch around your waist and it's going to keep that load off of your shoulders. It's going to make your hike that much more pleasant. The next thing to look at is some of these packs actually have a mesh backing. This is really nice because it takes away that heat zone from being pressed up against your back, and it puts some mesh in behind there to allow some airflow. So you're not going to have quite as bad of that sweaty back where the backpack is pressing up against your back. So look for something like that. Again, this is a small pack. It's 11 liter, perfect for the essentials when you're just doing a short hike. My next pack here is actually a 20 liter pack. This is normally what I prefer, unless I'm just doing, like I said, 2 or 3 miles quick on the trail. I'll use something like that. If I'm going to be out on the trail all day long, doing a 7, 10, 12 mile hike, I'm going to take something like this because it's going to allow me to carry more stuff. For an example, I can carry a hammock. So if I'm going to set up and chill out for a while by a waterfall, or if I'm going to take a break for lunch, I can throw a hammock up pretty quick. It's not that heavy, and it just gives me some more room. So let's start off showing you some of what I normally take and go over what's essential to take. To begin with, hydration. Make sure you start hydrating for your hike before the actual hike. Most of the time you should be drinking a liter of water or so before you ever actually step foot on the trail. Hydrate before the hike. Next, the hydration you take with you. I normally take 2 of these 1 liter bottles. These are smart water bottles. I like these. It's a great size. I normally take 2 of them, pretty much no matter what the length of the hike is that I'm doing, anywhere from 5 to 12 miles. I'm going to take 2 of these 1 liter bottles. And keeping on track with hydration, I also take a Sawyer Mini. The Sawyer Mini is the actual water filter. What's nice about this, if I run out of water, I can fill this bottle back up in a stream or a creek or under a waterfall, screw this right on top. It's threaded the same as your smart water bottle, and then I can use this as a straw, and I can actually drink filtered water straight from my dirty water bottle now. So get you a Sawyer Mini. They're inexpensive, $20 to $30. It could save your life by being able to stay hydrated. Next, food. Take you some snacks, whether you think you're going to need them or not. Go ahead and take you some snacks. People ask me why I take such a large bag along with my snacks. This bag doubles as a garbage bag. So whenever I'm done with my snacks, the trash goes back into the garbage bag. If I happen to see some trash on the trail, sometimes I'll pick it up and put it in this garbage bag. I really try to practice what's called leave no trace. So whatever I take into the woods, I take back out of the woods. The only thing I like to leave are my footprints. So please do the same. Whatever you take in, take back out. Take you a larger bag for a garbage bag so you can carry your trash out. The next thing I would consider essential is going to be a headlamp. You want some form of light, and a headlamp is going to give you that. You never know when you might get stuck out in the woods. You might just be running late. You might get injured. You might get lost. Take a headlamp no matter what. Even if you start up first thing in the morning, take a headlamp. Make sure your batteries are good. This is fairly bright. You're going to spend probably $30 for a decent headlamp. This one's made by Black Diamond. Take one. Next thing is a battery bank. This one's made by Anchor. You can get them on Amazon, fairly inexpensive, probably $30 to $40. A battery bank that's going to be able to recharge your phone. When you take your battery bank, please make sure you've got your cable. I've had people actually take the battery bank, go to use it, and they don't have their charging cable that fits their phone. Make sure you got both. Reason I take this is, for one, I use my phone a lot for navigation, for taking pictures, that kind of thing, so my battery's going to drain. I want to be able to recharge it in case I need to. Quick tip on your phone: if you're out on a trail and you do not have cell phone signal anyways, put your phone in airplane mode. That's going to save your battery life considerably, because it's not sitting there trying to ping and find a tower. You'll still be able to use your camera. You're still going to be able to use your GPS applications, such as All Trails, Gut Hook, or Garmin. You're still going to be able to use those. It's just going to save your battery life considerably by not looking for that tower if you don't have cell signal anyways. Put it in airplane mode. Next item, your medication. I normally take at least Tylenol and Benadryl. But if you have prescription medication, whether you feel you're going to need it or not, take the extra that you would need for the next day, just in case. Always take your medication. Find your little packet like this that you can put your medication in. I even have some where I use an empty Tic Tac container. So it's a little small, thin plastic container. Throw your medication down in that. Label it with a Sharpie. Take your medication with you. You never know. All right, moving on. If it's during the rainy season, I will normally take a thin rain jacket, just to keep me dry. You never know when you're going to get stuck out in a rainstorm. Rain jacket's awesome to have. A few quick things to look for when you're buying them. This one's nice because when it's rainy and hot, you can actually unzip the underarm, and it will allow you to vent some of that heat out and still stay pretty dry. So if you're looking for a rain jacket, that's a neat feature to have. Now, if it's cold, or if I feel it's going to get cold in the evening, if I don't plan on staying in the evening, things don't always go as planned. Keep that in mind. I will actually take my North Face puffy jacket. So if it's going to be cold in the evening, a lot of times it can drop 15 or 20 degrees depending on where you are once that sun goes down. Take you a puffy jacket. What's nice about these is they're warm and they compress down really small. This is a North Face. It actually compresses down into its own pocket. Keeps it very small. Great to have. I told you before, sometimes I take a hammock. This is just an off-brand hammock from Amazon. Very cheap, but it's nice sometimes when you just want to sit down, you don't feel like sitting on the ground, or you want to take a break. It's great, a hammock. Another item I take a lot of times, even on day hikes, just an extra pair of socks. You never know when you're going to get your feet soaked, especially if you're going to wind up spending the night by accident. You want some warm feet, so take you a pair of dry socks as a backup. It doesn't hurt. Let's go here on the side pouch. First aid kit. This is not an elaborate first aid kit. This is one basically for blisters and cuts, and that's about it. So I've got some blister packs in here, and I've got some Band-Aids, stuff like that. I don't take anything major as far as to splint a broken arm or anything like that. This is pretty much just blisters, the stuff that you would normally get while out on the trail. So, small first aid kit. Oh, your good toilet paper. You never know when nature's going to call. Take you some toilet paper. All right, moving on. Trekking poles. This is personal preference. Whether or not you like these or not, try them. I use them probably 50-50. If I'm going somewhere I'm going to do a lot of downhill, they help save my knees. Or if I'm going somewhere where I'm going to do a lot of creek crossings where I'm having to keep my balance across a log or rock hop, these are great for that as well. So, some trekking poles. One other item, a lot of your actual backpacks will have a whistle built into the shoulder strap that goes across your chest. So look to see if you find one with a whistle. If not, grab you an additional whistle. You may think that your voice is going to carry out in the woods. It's not. You could be 200 yards yelling for somebody and they may not hear you. With the creaks and the noise, a whistle, if you get separated from your group, is a great thing to have to be able to try and join back up with your group. So get you an actual whistle. A few things I want to talk about. Your hydration pack. A lot of people love these hydration packs because it does make it nice and convenient. You don't have to stop or reach behind for a water bottle out. You got your hose coming over your shoulder and you can drink as much as you want to. It's great for a short hike, in my opinion. I'll use this if I'm doing under 5 miles because I can put 2.5 liters in here. I know I'm not going to run out in 2 to 5 miles. I'm good. The bad thing with these, if you're doing a longer hike, this water is going to be shoved down inside your pack. You can't see how much you have left. You could be 7 miles in on a 12-mile hike, and next thing you know, you're sucking air because you done drank all of your water. With this being inside of my pack, I can actually look at it and see, oh gosh, I've got a bottle left. I need to actually conserve this and ration it out. So if you're doing long hikes, I'd recommend going with at least half a bottle as a backup. So once you do drink all your water out of your hydration bladder, you know you've got this left. So keep that in mind. If you're using just this, you may run out and not realize it. Next item I take, depending on where I'm hiking. Ladies, you may even want it for personal protection. This is bear spray. So if I'm hiking up north where there are going to be bears, I'm going to take the bear spray. So I'll have that in my pack or on my hip normally. Another item, this is just a nice one to have if you're really going far out. This is actually a Garmin. It's a GPS and satellite texting device. So I can not only track my hike with this, but I can actually do two-way texting via satellite. So if I don't have cell phone service, I can still text anybody I want to, and I can actually do an SOS call for search and rescue to come in and get me. So it's a great device to have. They're a little costly, and it does have a monthly service, so keep that in mind. But I will tell you this, most of the time when search and rescue has to be called in, there's a high percentage of those that are day hikers. And it's simply because they don't prepare to spend the night. So they're not taking a lot of these essential items. They're simply taking a small pack with a bottle of water, and then they're lost and have to spend the night, and they don't have the items they need to keep them safe or to keep them warm. So take the essential items. This is a great, if you can afford it, it's a great backup to have. Again, this allows me to two-way text via satellite. I don't have to have cell phone service. It allows me to do an SOS, so I can actually call search and rescue to come in for me. Let's hope you never need that. You guys have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. I appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Add your friends to the group. Hope to see you on the trail, guys. Thanks.